Mike, if you guys beat Texas this Saturday, that's the number 3 team you beat and the number 1 team in the country you beat. Do you think you'll be deserving of being the top-ranked team in the country?
Well, I would never want to extend myself to answer that question. And I think the most important thing is like most coaches will say, that you're going to get to play them all. So you just let the cards fall in place after you play them. And if you continue to do well and win the right games, then you put yourself in position for where you want to be.
Like a few weeks ago, you were talking about Zeb Clements. You said he's your favorite kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
Explain yourself a little bit more.
Zeb Clements?
Yeah.
Well, because first off, he likes to play college football. He walked on here. He wasn't recruited. He wasn't catered to. He pays a great price. The NCAA prohibits us from feeding these guys in the training table, and they don't live the same lifestyle a scholarship athlete does. But they still have to endure the same physical punishment and conditioning that the scholarship athletes go through. And so I'm sort of a throwback to guys that like to play football for all the right reasons. I don't want to get into a long, drawn-out deal, but I think a lot of what goes on in football now, especially beyond this level, is it's just not something I enjoy watching. That's why I don't watch much NFL. And Seb plays for the right reasons. And I've talked to Seb about this. Seb's up for several national awards in certain areas, and I got 3 sons, and I'd love for him to grow up and be as quality a person as he is. And he's not going to play NFL. He's not going to play linebacker for the Giants, but he's doing everything he can with the physical skills he has. And there's a place on your team for guys like that. I have a lot of respect for those guys. We have several players that have come to our program and walked on and have earned scholarships. I think we counted them the other day, and within the last 3 years, we've had 7 guys that have walked on that we've put on aid. And any time we have any extra aid, and because of the rules and criteria that they have to meet in order to be rewarded with some sort of financial aid, we put them on it if we have any at all, because they're class guys.
Coach, talk a little bit about Keith Thompson. He's backed up a couple good running backs for the past couple years, but really seemed to come in and spark that offense in the first half.
Keith's done very well. He's been a nice change of pace for us in the running game with Kendall. And we should have used him more last Saturday. Kendall got a little tired late, and we put him in, and he kind of stumbled on some runs. And Keith may have been more effective then. We talked about that in our meetings last night, that we probably should have had him in a little bit more. He may have scored on a couple of those runs late in the game. So he's really been a nice addition for us since he's come back from the injury. He's been an effective receiver. He understands the system. He's very intelligent. He's done a nice job.
Is Spud slowing down a little bit with all the work he's gotten?
No, I don't think so. I think that we had him in a couple series when we usually rotate him out, and he's not slowed down. He's still been very active. I think that if you look at most teams across the country, as they progress through the season, once they get into the meat of their schedules, everybody looks a little slower because they're playing against faster players.
Mike, you've been asked about the fourth quarter against Texas last year.
Mm-hmm.
Beckman had some good answers on exactly what happened. But when you go back and look at 04 and 05, when you had the big lead, put the 3 games together, and it's almost like a cosmic thing. It's unexplainable that this one team could do the same thing to another team 3 times in 4 years. You watch football for 100 years and not see that.
Yeah.
You
well,
kind of
I think I think fatigue played a factor. I think that they had the luxury of rotating and keeping some fresh guys in throughout the game, and I think that we got fatigued in those games late. They hit us for a big pass and a big run, and then offensively last year, I don't have the statistics, but I don't think we were very productive in the fourth quarter. We couldn't run the ball effectively, and so hopefully we're gaining enough depth and maturity that we can continue to hold up against teams that are very talented late in the game. You can go back farther than that. Well, it was 04 the year that Les was. Who was here? Who's coach? Les? Yeah, that year. So It has been pretty amazing. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Do you allow yourself at all, just the moment you hear you're top 10, going to play number 1, do you have to catch yourself in any moment at all just going, this is pretty cool?
My sons do, and so when I come home, I find out about rankings when my 12-year-old calls, and during, it's on my machine on my phone, and yeah, I'm not trying to discredit where we're at, but we have 5 weeks or whatever it is of a regular season left, and as a coaching staff, we're required to continue with the grind and just continue to work hard, and so. I'm aware of it and very excited for the players, but there's nothing we can do. There's not like we can take a day off. That's just it was nice last Saturday to get home at 8:30 or 9 or whatever compared to 1 in the morning, but then you just got to get up the next morning and go. I shouldn't say most. I know I don't sleep that much, so I just go. I wish I had a better answer than that. That's it.
Mike, do you allow yourself to think how far this program's come since '05?
We're aware of how much further along we are, yes, and we're not the finished product on offense, defense, or special teams, or as a team and as a program, but we're taking strides, and if you guys can remember back several years ago when we started this thing, that we wanted to continue to develop and get better each year and do it the right way. So once we got to a level that we felt like we were comfortable and we were proud of and we were performing at, that we didn't get set back by some kind of infractions.
Do you have more answers to questions today than you did in '05? Just about program, schemes, all that stuff? During those growing pains that season?
We have more continuity in the program. I think that anytime you're as far into it as we are, your recruiting, your academics, your relationships with the players, things flow much smoother because there's more carryover in your yearly calendar and the structure and the organization, and I think we're further along there. Good? All right.